It's all a bit depressing in here just now. Not because it's September. How did that happen? It feels like it should still be April, but it's a mess in here, and I get a bit antsy when it's messy in here. So I'm going to get in here tidied up and get it sorted. Yeah, so as usual, Kate will go mental, but I always do it. I do a weird thing and I'll cut myself either with a secateurs or my knife or something. When we were doing the path, I took the tip off my finger with a bread knife. So this is our secret, we won't tell Kate. But yes, so it's not a huge, big drama. You guys will be like, really? But it's just tidier for me. I struggle when it's messy in here, and I struggle when all the plants are coming in like this. And I'm kind of like, ah. I'm about to start tidying this lot up, but I just want to show you quickly, look. It's happening to Jim again. This is what happened before. Yeah. So, I'm not sure. I think, to be honest, it's not really worth it for the amount of produce he's given me. I might just call it a day with him and cut him back. We'll see. But anyways, that's not what today's video is about. So now that we're a wee bit tidier in here, today I was just going to do a wee quick chat today to get things set up and talk about what's coming. Because, like I said, today is, well, not today, but now we're in September. It feels mad to be saying that it's September. It's crazy, but it is. And the end of this month is when winter's going to, no, oh. I'll get there. At the end of this month is when autumn kicks in. But in saying that though, that's the official date. It is starting to feel like autumn is coming. So to give you an idea, it is currently 14 degrees Celsius here in Scotland. So it's not particularly warm. But we've got a day that is cloudy with little bursts of sunshine. Yeah, so we can't get it all super warm in here over autumn and winter. It's pretty much going to be the same temperature as it is outside, plus or minus maybe a degree or two if it's sunny. And that's the thing, because the tomatoes and the peppers, you'll hear me talking a lot about how I like to keep them trimmed and don't have too much foliage that shadows things. And I talk about that in terms of, one, it's to let air flow to help with pest and disease, but also to help the fruits ripen, okay? Now, I got a question about this on Facebook, just to clarify, because I've maybe muddied the waters a little bit. When I talk about that, it's not because the sunlight, as in the light from the sun that ripens the fruit, although that does help. It's actually to do with temperatures, because the fruit, tomatoes, off the top of my head, so I'll probably get this wrong, I think tomatoes ripen at, I think it's between 20 and 25 degrees Celsius, I think it is, something like that. So the reason that I want to make sure as much sunlight as possible is getting on the fruits is because that sunlight directly on a fruit, an individual fruit, is obviously warm. It's helping with the heat that fruit's getting. It'll warm up quicker than ambient temperature will warm it. And what I want to draw your attention to is this, because this is the first thing I'm going to do. these automated vents are fantastic for summer when it's proper hot, which means that the greenhouse gets ventilation, doesn't get too hot. But the problem is they don't actually go on temperature, not properly, because it is this bar here that's usually a wax cylinder that then judges how hot it is and opens a window. But the heat it gets is from the sun hitting it. So it doesn't need to actually be warm for these windows to open. And you can see, I'm squinting because the sun is out and it is right there. But as you can see, that window's opening, even though it's not actually warm, and I've had to put a jumper on. So now that we're coming into autumn, going into winter, that's one of the first jobs that I do in the greenhouse is this. If I get past all the bits of string, is I actually unscrew this. And these window vents pretty much all work the same way, these automated things. So if you've got one that's exactly the same for you, you unscrew it, and then what I'm going to do is just put a wee bit of string on there, and that then holds these windows closed. They're not going to automatically open now, okay? Obviously, you do want to be able to get ventilation in the greenhouse, but it's a bit more controlled now. I can decide on it. So I will start manually opening the vents at the bottom instead of letting these windows automatically open. So that's the first job I'm going to do in here then. Let's try not to cut yourself again, Eli. Now this is a nice, simple one for today. The other stuff I'm starting to think about now is not things I'm going to do today. Today's a thinking day. So that's that done. What I am starting to think about now is a big thing for me actually. Oh, I'm going to apologise because it's that direct bright sunlight and it's going to cast shadows and stuff. So if I come forward, will that help? No, not really, to be honest. But basically what I'm going to start thinking about now is I have never really grown over winter in this garden, not really in the greenhouse or in the garden outside. So I'm actually going to give that a bit of a try this year. Now, people think, oh, grow over winter. One thing, they think, oh, I'll just plant stuff for over winter. Kind of not how it works for me. I would had to have made this decision already and have things planted in the beds that would grow over winter, rather than actually sow and grow from there during winter because it's just too cold. The other thing that I get a lot of questions about this, and I know a lot of people get confused, greenhouses, okay? This is an unheated greenhouse. I say this a lot. I don't have any power in here, so I've no heaters, I've no heat mats, I've no heated propagators, nothing like that. There is no source of heat in here. So over winter in a greenhouse, it's actually not warm. It is pretty much the same temperature inside as it is outside in the garden. And this is something people get confused about. They think if they've got a greenhouse or a polytunnel, it is automatically warm in winter, even though it's cold outside. And that's not quite how it works. There are things you can do. I can put bubble wrap up, all that kind of thing, and insulate it, but it's not going to make it like spring or summer in here. So I have to think about that as well. So I'm going to consider, for this year, I'm going to try and keep all my herbs going in the greenhouse. So it means bringing them all inside, and that way they're protected from frost, but it won't necessarily be warm. So I'm going to have to think out how I'm going to do that. And I suspect I'm going to use kind of like cloche type ideas, the propagators, that kind of thing, to try and create little environments in here to help. But you can look out for that because I'll do that with you guys so we can look at things together and see how it works. So that's the kind of things I'm thinking about. I'm also going to have a go at planting some carrots in the bed. So next week, probably I'll take you through talking about that stuff. But yeah, so it's just a wee very quick chat with you guys today to tell you my thoughts and things that I'm thinking of doing. September is here, autumn is coming, winter won't be far behind, and I now have to start thinking about it. But you know, it's going well in here. I'm getting a really good crop. I'm really happy. The Marmande tomatoes are still amazing. The Roma tomatoes still absolutely stunning, and as you can see, peppers, I've now got red peppers, which is so exciting. Yeah, so herbs, are doing awesome. I will have some salad crops going in here over winter. It'll be fine. It won't be like summer, but it'll be fun, and we'll have stuff growing. It'll be fabby. So we're going to talk about ambient temperature in the greenhouse and all the different temperatures you take. These are all things we're going to chat about over autumn and winter to help you guys get on top of this. Because people, often you'll see them, they'll just put thermometers in the greenhouse and they'll read that as temperature. We're going to go into it in a little bit more detail and have some fun. I don't know if you guys can hear it, but it is blowing a hoolie outside, and it was pelting with rain a minute ago. Oh, Scotland, gotta love it. So yeah, so we're going to talk about that. We're going to see how we can help with temperatures in here. First thing I did obviously was that, because I want to try and get as much of my fruit now to ripen as I can before season's over. And then we'll talk about what I'm going to do about keeping my herbs going and stuff as well. So yeah, there's lots of stuff coming up. I hope you don't mind that today was just a wee chat, us in the greenhouse. But it's a big couple of weeks for me at the minute, so I'm a bit pushed for time. You'll find out more about that soon, don't worry. It's work and all that kind of stuff, so yeah, no worries about that. Big announcement next week. All coming. Like, see, I'm just clickbait now, and it's to make you come back. That's it, right? I'm going to leave it there for today, and basically just say, autumn's coming. We're going to start autumn in the greenhouse and have all that kind of fun. All that to come with. See you guys.